Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to give you my honest opinion about my little buddy heater. So if you've checked out my other channel, you know that recently I posted a video about my little buddy heater that my brother had given me for my birthday this year. So after a week's worth of use, I actually wanted to give you guys an honest review about the little heater and let you know, the good things about it and the not so good things about it. I actually love this little heater. I really appreciate the fact that you do not require power. You do not require solar, and I actually don't have any solar installed into my school yet. So right now I require a system that works off of solar or that does not run on any power. That way I can actually stay warm through the night and not require any electricity to do so. So let's start off with the pros. My first pro is that you don't need any power. Of course, that's the first reason that I got the heater. But I do really love the fact that it runs on propane and you don't require any power. You can also move it around because it doesn't have a power cord, so it's very easy to move it around the space that you're trying to warm up. So I really love that about the heater. The heater itself actually has a built-in on-off switch, and it's like a sensor, so when it tips over it should automatically shut off, hopefully. So I'm really happy about the fact that it has that little feature because that was a concern of mine. The third thing the dogs. The third thing I love about this heater is that it is very efficient. I actually have a very small space. I live on the school bus that's about 92 square feet, and it actually works very well. It warms up my entire school bus within about 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long I actually want to keep it on. However, it is very efficient and it warms up the space. It makes it so cozy and I really love it. The fourth thing I like about it is that it is easy to use. All you literally have to do is you hold down the red button for about 10 to 30 seconds. I hold it down for 10. It says 30, but 10 works for me. And then you release it and the pilot should light up your heater. And then when you're done using it, you just hit the off switch and you're done. The fifth thing I love about this little heater is that it is so small that you can literally store it anywhere. It is great for small spaces, and if you don't have a lot of storage area as I do in the bus, you will definitely appreciate this little heater. And when the can is not attached to it, it comes apart and it's just super easy to store, and it's very easy to just find a little nook, to put it at, and I'm very happy about that. And the last thing that I love about this little heater is that at least at night, it gives me a little bit of a nightlight. And not that I'm scared of the dark, but I would like to be able to see with very dim lighting what I'm doing around the bus in such a small space. And I do have my pets in here, so it's very nice to know that I can have that. And if it's on during that time, then I'll be able to use it as a light so that I can at least see my way around the bus, even if it's very minimal. So now that we've gone over all of the pros, let's go on to the cons. The first con for me for this little heater is the smell of propane. Yes, I do smell a little bit of propane being burned off when the heater is placed close to where I am sitting. Now, if I place it a little further, it ventilates very, very easily and I don't smell it as strong, but I do smell it once it's been on for about an hour. So I usually do shut it off at that time, even though that's actually all it takes for my little space to warm up. So it kind of works out perfectly. But the con about it is that you can smell the propane a little bit for those of us with sensitive noses. And if you're in a small space, you definitely want to make sure that there's proper ventilation, because I'm not trying to get carbon monoxide poisoning just because I'm trying to get warm. I'm just saying. My second con is the fact that you have to buy the propane. That is literally probably the biggest con there is for me for this little heater, is the fact that you do have to buy the propane in order to use it. Now it can be attached to a larger propane can, and you can you know, probably find different sizes of propane in order for you not to have to refill so often or purchase so much propane so often. However, for me, I need a small space, so I do need to buy the multiple propane cans. But the fact that you have to buy the propane cans is because I don't have the solar power to operate an actual, you know, electric heater. So duh. For a propane heater, that is going to be an expense, so just expect it. Number 4, I feel like I've already talked about, but I want to make sure that, you know, I go over it, and that's ventilation. You need to make sure that when you operate this heater, you really need to be mindful of your space and how much, you know, oxygen is flowing through, how much carbon monoxide you have, you know, and even, you know, I would go as far as saying you should have a, you know, carbon monoxide detector, just so you don't have to worry about those things. But like I said, I only operate this little heater for about 30 minutes to an hour tops, and I also leave some of the windows cracked a little bit, so it's just, you know, not an issue for me per se, but that is something that I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of. And the last thing I would consider a con is the fact that it is an actual open flame. Propane and open flames just honestly have always made me a little bit nervous. And I mean, you have something that can literally explode or tip over, and or if you get any kind of material that will that will quickly if you have any sort of material that will quickly set on fire, you know, and it blows right in front of it or whatnot, you know, any curtains or, you know, any person, hair, hello. It worries me that, you know, it can catch a fire, and that is a hazard. That's something that I do worry about. You know, if the girls knock something over, you know, or knock it over, it can, you know, quickly become a fire hazard, and or a fire. And so I definitely, you know, wanted to make sure that that's something that I was mindful of, and I always keep an eye on the heater. I never leave the heater on overnight unless, you know, I'm not asleep. I let the space warm up and then I shut it off. So that's just something that, you know, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna have to worry about me falling asleep and anything could happen to the heater in the meantime, and therefore I only use it while I'm awake or while I'm monitoring. I can keep an eye on it, and of course I do keep fire extinguishers here on the bus, so that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with this whole situation. But until I get my solar in my school bus, this is a great alternative for heating up small spaces and not having, you know, any power. And here in California, you know, there has been a lot of fires, a lot of power outages all throughout the state. And I know that it has been really cold, and the cold has been increasing in the winters lately. And I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's just getting colder and colder out there. And if we don't have any power or any way to heat ourselves, this is a great option. It's good to have, you know, in an SHTF situation, to warm up a small space, to warm up, you know, any room where you might be, you know, like sheltering in place, and you never know. So it's just a good option to have. So I'm very happy that I have it, and I wanted to tell you guys about it and give you an honest opinion after using it myself. And I'm really happy with it, and I'm really happy that I have it, and I'm definitely gonna go buy some more propane cans and make it part of my prepping kits, because it is very important to stay warm. And I'm very happy that I can add this to my prepping tools and, you know, the items that I have just in case shit hits the fan. So thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure that you like the video and also subscribe to my channel so I can see you in the next video. All right, guys, I'll see you later.